Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today I have something really exciting for you guys. This is actually from Vulcain, a brand since 1858. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this brand. I definitely have. If you're a watch enthusiast or a watch collector, you've probably heard of this brand. They recently made a bigger comeback. I've seen them all over the place. And they have a really cool line of actual vintage style dive watches called the Nautique. And they're really nice. They're vintage size. They have that same exact look as those watches that we loved back in the day, with modern materials and modern movements. Now, opening the box directly, you will get your international guarantee and service passport. This is signed with your model number. And just a nice little booklet there from Vulcain, as you can see. They're actually based in Le Locle, Switzerland now. They actually were founded, I believe, in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. They moved to Le Locle, Switzerland in some kind of mansion, it says on their website, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, just your service. You get a 2-year warranty, which I think is pretty good. Now inside the cardboard box, you'll get this custom wood lacquered box. You can see fine precision watches since 1858. Vulcain, as you can see here. You open it up and what's in there? Wow, look at that. So this is the actual bronze Nautique SkinDiver. Obviously I took it out of the little plastic it was in, but just to show you how it comes, wrapped in a plastic bag. But yeah, really cool. In full bronze for the first time. On my wrist today is kind of like a vintage watch. I don't really own any vintage watches. I did in the past, but I sold it. But this is kind of like a throwback to a vintage kind of styled watch. It's a more affordable watch, much more affordable. Yeah, threw on this nice suede band. I think it looks pretty cool. Now here in front of you is the Vulcain Nautique SkinDiver in a full bronze case for the first time. Now they do still have their stainless steel models. This one is actually priced a little higher at about $2,190 or $130, I believe. Yeah, and then if you have to pay any import tax, I'm not sure about that. In the US, we don't pay any import tax on that for that price point. But yeah, definitely more expensive, but you are getting the full bronze case. If you like bronze and you like vintage SkinDivers, this definitely could be for you. I must say, it is really a stunning watch. And now the older Nautique SkinDivers that were introduced in 1960, you know, they're made of stainless steel, obviously, and they're a bit smaller at 36 millimeters. This is 38 millimeters, so it's not that much bigger. Obviously today, you know, I'm probably sure not many people are going to want to wear a 36 millimeter diver. So I think 38 millimeters was the right choice, but definitely still holds that DNA. Even stated Inca block down there above the 6 o'clock position, just like the vintage models. It really looks and feels exactly like the vintage models, which is really amazing. Just a great job they did producing these Nautique divers. Really cool and very capable at 200 meters water resistant. Now, just a little history on Vulcain. If you didn't know, they were founded actually in 1858. And they're actually the inventor of the alarm complication for wristwatches. They invented the Cricket watch. Most of you guys are very familiar with that watch. If you're not, I'll throw a picture on the screen. It was actually gifted to one of the US presidents of Eisenhower, which is pretty cool. He actually wore a Cricket watch. And I believe they actually gifted one to Obama as well, or they produced a special edition, which is pretty cool. And that was in 1951 that they gifted Eisenhower the Cricket watch. That was the original. The first original alarm sounding mechanical watch. That is really a big achievement in the watchmaking industry. And they really kind of, you know, faded out a little in the quartz crisis, and they kind of came back in the early 2000s. And, you know, nowadays in 2024, they have a full range of watches, a bunch of their Cricket models as well on their website. We'll link them down in the description below. So they definitely are back in full. They're fully back, and they're fully, you know, producing watches in Switzerland. It's a Swiss-made brand. They produce their watches in Switzerland. Now, some basic specifications. This one is housed in a 38 millimeter diameter case, which is a nice size for a vintage-styled SkinDiver, in my honest opinion. There, we get a case thickness of just 12 millimeters, which is actually pretty good. As you can see there, we get a double-domed sapphire crystal, which looks very nice for that vintage aesthetic. We get a screw-down signed crown there, as you can see, for 200 meters of water resistance, making this a very capable dive watch. You can take it shallow diving in the pool, ocean, in your pool at home, whatever you want to do with it, you should be good to go. The dial itself is matte black, but it kind of appears, you know, appears a little glossy due to the double-domed sapphire. You get nice little glares here and there. I think it's pretty cool. Every angle you kind of get a little new distortion, which is kind of cool. Not very distorted, but slightly at angles, as you can see there. You do get bronze hands on here, filled with lume, C3. You get lume on the markers as well. The bezel is actually a ceramic bezel, 120 clicks, very nice bezel action. No lume on the actual bezel, but it is a full bronze bezel. It's actually two pieces. The bezel is actually placed into that case, as you can see there, which I thought was pretty cool. I haven't seen that before. So if you actually take a closer look here, you can see the bezel's actually placed in there and it sits in there just perfectly. Vertically brushed case on the sides here. The crown itself is signed with the logo, screwed down and fully polished in that bronze. Bezel is all bronze. Everything is bronze besides the actual screw down case back. Flipping to the flank, as you can see here, very nice cutting on this case, I must say. Not sharp or anything like that. Feels very nice. Little polishing here on the sides of the lugs. And yeah, just really, really cool. Let's check out the case back. As you can see, nice case back, screwed in, all the way screwed in with a nice original Vulcain vintage logo, which is molded and raised. And you can see bronze case, the model number, Swiss made, and water resistant, 200 meters. Then of course you get this tropical style strap, like the vintage divers did have. Very nice strap, I must say. The band itself, you get a custom buckle with the logo. 2 safety keepers, super flexible. Straight out of the box, this strap is going to fit your wrist. Very, very flexible. And it does have the quick release here. So you can just swap straps if you really wanted to. You want to dress it up on leather, or if you want to throw it on a NATO, that would look pretty cool as well. But yeah, what's running actually inside of this watch? We're using the ETA 2824. It's a Swiss-made caliber. Most of you guys are very familiar with it. It's used in a lot of watches, you know, even up to $4,000 or $5,000 from a lot of the big Swiss brands. This one is running great. I assume it's regulated. It's running about 3 or 4 seconds fast a day, which is great for me. You know, it's a high beat movement. It beats at 4 hertz, like the 9015s, 28,800 beats per hour. You're getting hacking, you're getting hand winding. There is no date wheel on here, so I did take out the date wheel, which I do appreciate. Let me go ahead and unscrew the crown here. Very nice crown pop out, as you can see. You get some nice room there. And you get self-winding. It is already running, as you can see. Let me just get one position for hacking. You can set the time there. Push the crown back in, screw it back down. Very nice crown, very easy to grip as well. I'm happy that they put nice knurling on here. And yeah, overall, very simple, clean SkinDiver. Very nicely made case. Everything really looks nice. Obviously, it's a bronze case, so over time, it's gonna, you know, patina. It's gonna show its wear. But there are ways to get it back to, you know, 100% new if you really want to. Some people like to keep it, you know, with all the little marks on it. You know, for me, doesn't really matter. It's gonna take a long time, you know, to get completely anodized. So, but straight out of the box, fresh, as you can see. It is already starting a little bit to get some marks on there. Not too crazy there. But anyway, this watch does have some lume and a nice bezel action. Let me just show you the bezel action here. As you can see, very nice grip on this bezel. Going around there, very easy to grip. And really snappy. 120 clicks. And everything does line up to that 12 o'clock position, which looks very nice. But yeah, not too bad there. I think it's a perfectly sized, proportioned. They're going for that vintage look, and you know, they knocked it out of the park. Before even receiving this watch, I knew I was going to like it. The design is great. It's really vintage. You know, they're the ones that produce these vintage divers, so obviously they're going to be the best at, you know, producing a modern case with modern ceramic and such and modern materials, you know, in 2024. Obviously, they're going to do it the best. They created the original Nautique divers. And yeah, you know, just a great watch. I think it's really cool. If you're into vintage, if you're into older styles, definitely a must-have. I think it's really cool, guys. Anyway, let me get you a lume shot. I'll throw it on my wrist, and I'll give you my final thoughts here. Now, I did lume it up with the torch. Now, as you can see, that is definitely some type of C3 lume. It glows green on all the hands there and all the hour markers. You know, it kind of looks very a little vintagey in my eyes, but you know, definitely bright enough to glow at night, definitely easy to read. Now, posted up on my 6.5-inch wrist, I must say, lug to lug, it fits perfectly across. And these dimensions work very nicely on my 6.5-inch wrist. My wrist does swell to about 6.75 inches in the summer, but this strap can easily be adjusted, so no issues there. I must say, this Tropic genuine rubber strap is extremely comfortable, I must say. It's not too thick, which I like about it. It's pretty thin, which I really do appreciate. Nice side profile there. You can see the watch wears really flat and thin on the wrist. Nice proportioned buckle. I like the buckle. Definitely custom. It just looks very nice, and I do really like this strap. I probably would not take it off this band. That's just me though. I really love this tropic style band. It's very comfortable. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of melts onto your wrist. Really, really nice. Yeah, definitely a good fit for my wrist. My wrist is 6.5 inches, like I said. I'd say if you have up to like a 7.5 inch, 7.7 inch wrist, you could probably pull it off. Obviously, it is 38 millimeters, so if you're not a fan of 38, you probably won't like it. But if you're into 40 millimeter divers, I'm sure you can do a 38 just fine. Furthermore, guys, what do I think of this watch? I really like it. I've always liked the brand Vulcain. I've always liked their cricket models. I might actually pick up one of their alarm watches. They're really, really cool. When I get some extra funds, I might take a look at one of their Vulcain cricket models. They are really cool and they have a lot of history, and they really do. It's a very, rich brand in history, I must say. And everybody in Switzerland knows the brand. I mean, if you're into watches, you definitely have heard of Vulcain before. And this is just a great reinterpretation of their original Nautique diver, introduced in 1960. I think it looks exactly like it did, just 2 millimeters bigger. I think they did a great job. I think everything is on point. You're paying for heritage and history along with decent quality, Swiss-made quality. You're getting a 2024 double dome sapphire, ceramic bezel, full bronze case. Now, if you don't like the bronze, there are a bunch of variations of their steel models with the Nautique diver. So definitely take a look at that. They also are a bit cheaper if you're trying to spend a little less money. But yeah, no quality control issues. The watch arrived pretty quickly by FedEx in about 3 business days, so no issues there. And overall, just a great experience. Let me know what you guys think. Do you own any of their watches? Have you heard of this brand? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as usual, and we'll chat more below. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews, the new Vulcain full bronze with the black bezel and the Nautique diver in 38 millimeters. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.